I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where today we're breaking down England against Finland. Now, if you haven't watched my previous England video, I suggest you at least watch the first, I don't know, it's about 5-10 minutes, explaining about how to match systems up against systems, and you'll see how I break down all the flaws in the England system, which you can just simply see just by moving your system onto theirs on a piece of paper, and it's that simple. Because if you do watch that, you'll see England's got ahead and fixed the problems, the exact same ones I called out. Now, we're really calling out the balance in the midfield. Now, we've got two midfielders here, where these two midfielders, their prime thing isn't they're not creative players running forward and doing with the ball. They're holding their shaping system. Doesn't mean that they can't create. Doesn't mean they're not talented. You have to put that caveat into people nowadays because they don't have the thought process of understanding that, yeah, you don't mean it monolithically like it's a simple thing and this is all they do. No. They can still create and do stuff, but as a whole, they hold their shaping system and they do the right things by the team. Brilliant. And all of a sudden, this is where the first goal from England comes. We're going to move it forward because this little pass goes into midfield here, right? And now look, the midfielder is in front of the back four, but he's past the first line of the pressing the ball, and he can actually pick out players and move forward because everyone's playing in their little roles in their system. Look, we've got a wide player out wide. He's got loads of acres of space. These guys can't really press because he'll go over here, but let's move it on. Now, because you have players actually correct wide playing, look, they're moving forward very, very well balanced. They can't be on this side of the field and on that side of the field. So when the ball is quickly switched in like this, it makes a massive opening for Grealish over on this side here. As the ball goes out, perfect. Oh, look at the gap and the space here. Now, this is what's important in football. I call this out all the time if you watch regularly. This is the space that they're going to score the goal in. So when you see this space open up and people don't close it down, that's where the goal's going to get scored, because they can't get there quick enough to shut that gap. So if you can pull teams apart and get these gaps here, this is where the goals are always scored, in that position there. Because people will either come over, not cover correctly, but as soon as the shape is broken, that's where you want to go quickly into and try to capitalise as fast as you can. Now, because the team has moved up and it's a little bit more balanced, all of a sudden when the ball is played in back here, they can go back and start pulling people out. Now you're going to go, Cash, but that little gap is closed. Yeah, I know. But it's still exactly where they're going to score. It's so weird where that gap happens. And it's normally because the player there is the one that switched off. That gap's opened up because the player hasn't done something. So now we can capitalise on it. It's just the way the football works. If you go back and watch all my Premier League videos that I do every single week, you'll see how often that this happens, where someone is just, I don't know, 2 or 3 passes beforehand that gap appears. It either stays there, or because of that player switching off, that's where they end up scoring. But look at the balance. You've got players everywhere. You've got a little run that goes in behind, and it's a quality little flick from the young man here that finds him. But this is because you've got balance. People everywhere, all stretching the field, but you've also got people back defending that you can pass the ball back to and keep recycling the ball in a very, very easy fashion. And defensively, you're going to be sound. And there is a difference with Kyle Walker on the field as well. You can be defensively lazy because he can always recover for you, except for Ivan Toney. Was it Ivan Toney the other week on the video I did? No, not Ivan Toney. Sorry. Used to play for Wolves. Now I can't remember who he's playing for. Super quick player. If he could finish, he'd be world class. Little flick here though, and look at that. So simple. Exactly where that gap happened a minute ago is exactly where Grealish is, and he's walked into. Just got to pass the ball into the bottom corner of the net box, and he does. It's that simple. Let's get on to the next goal. This next goal is just a quality free kick. This is what happens when you got Trent Alexander in the team. And this is why somehow if you can shimmy him in as a left back against weaker teams until you can try to figure out how he can work in the team, is why you do it. Because his dead ball delivery is absolutely fantastic, and he can always do this. He doesn't score as many free kicks as I think he's capable of, but I think there's something in the modern game where back in the day you'd always see free kicks and people diving, and they would dive to get free kicks over here. Now free kicks are kind of more here. They're central a lot more. It's very weird. They're very, very strange, and they're never really in this quality area right here. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. Back in the day, they'd call this David Beckham territory, and the man does it justice and smashes that in. It is a quality finish. But let's get on to the next goal. This starts all the way back in the England half. But look, you've got a defensive line, a player trying to cut out the 3 here because you had none of this the other day. Pressure on the ball by players. You've got players that you can release the ball to, and you've got balance over here as well. Everything's looking quite good. When you win the ball back though, look, right there, Now, this is, do you have an outlet? Do you have a player that you can play the ball to and that's going to hold it up for? And yes, you do. They knock it out here, and on the wee lap goes, and he makes a great run just holding the ball. I'm going to show you a little bit of it. The problem is I can't show you exactly what I want to because I do get copyright strike from playing all the footage. I'm trying to work a way around that. Maybe do longer reactions with lots more free-flowing play on my Patreon, and I try to make that as free as possible because I don't really care about people paying for stuff. I want to give you information as much as I can for free. So this little run that he makes is absolutely quality, but it's not just that. It's the fact that the rest of the players don't give up. Even though they're 2-0 up, they go and support him. That's why this goal happens. They keep running to the end, and that's how you become a good team. You do run to the end. You never just, it's 3-0, we don't need to. No, you still go, make it 4-0. You make it 5-0. That's how you win championships. That's how you win tournaments. That's how you win. Right here is the first time when he's at full run, and then he slows the ball down. So, actually being a winger, which is, doing the little fancy tricks and all the stuff that they can't coach you properly because they don't really know what it comes from. It all comes from Sir Stanley Matthews, when all he used to do was slow the ball down and then speed up again, and then slow down and speed up again. And that's the point, is slowing it down to speed up, because as he slows down to match your pace so he can tackle you, that's when you speed up and you go past him again. That's what he's pretty much doing, but it's also key. He's looking, because I've watched this a couple of times. He looks to see if his support runners are coming, and that is crucial. You think that's, there's not many players that bother to look to actually see, okay, am I on my own here? Do I need to hold more? Do I need to pass the ball back and just keep the possession? Or can I go and run again because I've got runners? And as soon as he looks up, he sees he's got a would-be runner trying to support him, so he's like, right, I can go again. Just want to show you a case of him looking across going, yeah, okay, I've got a runner, I know where my target is, I need to get it to him, I need to get the ball there. Absolutely quality. There's so many players, Anthony, mini Ratface in Manchester United, that's head down, or even Garnacho does it, head down, runs, tries to smash the ball at the goal. No. Have a look, see what your teammates are doing. It makes you a better player, and he's doing that with leaps and bounds. Here's the funny thing that you never see. Look at this guy. As he's moved down the field a little bit, he's still looking. He's been still looking. He did a little step over, did a little thing, trying to make sure he couldn't get to the ball. Now he's looking, because he sees him looking and going, oh, what? Wait, what? I've got to cover someone in the middle? Uh-oh. That is really quality. Well done. So he slowed the player down, just like I was explaining, and now he's speeding into that space to try to get the delivery up. But watch the wee man's head turn. Watch it turn. There it is. Do you see that just before it moves on? He's looking to see, can he find a man? Can he hit the target? And yes, the same players that were running, backing him up, are waiting inside the box, so all he has to do is try to deliver it, and he does. Delivers it. Still needs a bit of a good finish. The keeper honestly should have done better, but you know what? Declan Rice gets himself a goal. The keeper really should have done better on that. He really should have. But yeah, let's get on to the last goal. To me, this is 100% keeper error. Now, I'm a huge fan of having a guy on the posts, and there's many reasons for it. Go watch some of my videos and you'll hear me ranting about it all the time. Here is where the person should have been on the post, because the keeper is predominantly on the back post here. But this is 100% keeper error, and I'm going to show you from another angle why. As soon as you see it, just get tapped in on the front post here. I'm going to show you why this keeper is at fault. It's not the best angle, but you can see what I'm talking about. You can go and find a better angle if you really want to have a look at it. All he's doing is trying to shove his player into the finished player here and completely ignore the actual cross coming in. He's too busy playing pushing and shoving, which he did for quite a while this was getting ready to be taken. And he wasn't concentrating on the simple job of just trying to defend or catch the ball. Because if he was, he wouldn't have been here. He would have been up here on his near post and caught this, because it wasn't a great corner. It was just the fact the keeper was too busy in a game of pushy-shovey and not a game of catchy-catchy. What are you doing, keeps? Catchy-catchy, not pushy-shovey. And that's all he had to do. Would have kept himself a clean sheet, but he thought shoving and pushing the other players were way more important. Don't get caught up in the nonsense. If you play video games or any sort of thing where you have people griefing you, that's what people do in football. Their job is to grief you, so you can't concentrate on, it might be a first-person shooter, best game in the world, Dota 2 that I play, griefing you so you don't actually do what you're supposed to do. It's the same in sports. If they're griefing you and you're not doing what you're doing, they're winning. Don't get caught up in that. Get up, catch the ball, win it for your team. Well, even though they won anyway, but keep yourself a clean sheet, because you know what, goalkeepers, clean sheets are important to you. Other than that, check out our live streams that we're trying to do every Sunday and Wednesday. And I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.